Hello and welcome to the Winning Post, and I'm here in Bangalore for the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby. It is the summer season, and well, the best horses from the country are here in Bangalore because there's racing nowhere else in India. Most prestigious, the biggest of them all is the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby. Let's join all the action.
The Kingfisher Derby build-up began over a week before the main event, and the Friday before the race witnessed the post-position draw which determined the barrier position of each runner. Gracing the occasion was the actress whose beauty and grace reminded one of Audrey Hepburn, Aditi Rao Hydari.
This is the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby, and we have 14 runners who will go down to the start this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Alright, should we get on with the draw of lots? Why don't we go across and just pick any of those black cards this side? Oh, the favorite, the Eternal Flame. That is 6. Authoritarian, one of the highly thought of juveniles. Lucky for some. Good luck. Rebel Nation, Rival Nation. Number 2, you should be happy with that. Sudden Surprise. Number 7, you should be happy with that. He's picking well tonight. Desert God. 5, you'll be happy with that. Origa. 10, you happy with that? Good Prospect. Number 1 there, thank you for that. Angel Dust. 12. Brilliant Cut. 14. Wow, how do you feel about that? Alright, good luck. Sacred Fire. Holiday, good luck. The Way I Am. 11. Good luck. Star Formation. Okay, you should be happy with that. Flamboyance. 4. Those nostalgic memories. Thank you very much, and ladies and gentlemen, Aditi, thank you so much.
I have really enjoyed this experience. I've never done this before. I've only heard about it, and I know how important this day is. So I'm very happy to be here. Also, the Kingfisher Derby is one of those really sought after horse racing events, and 28 years is quite a legacy. I think excel in everything that they have done, this group. I'm really happy to be here and to be associated with this. Also, I think for every girl growing up, horses are those creatures that have always been so mesmerizing, for me especially. And I have grown up in a family where horses have been very important. A lot of people have learned riding. I didn't, because I used to dance, and I somewhere think that they're mutually exclusive things. I think horses, the derby, the races, and everything that's associated with this event glamour, fashion, beautiful people, just the energy at the races. Very exciting. So I'm happy that I was here to start it all off. And I'm sad that I'm going to be missing it, but I wish everybody all the very best, and especially those horses. I love the way the people talk about them. They talk about them, they're like they're their children and like they're people. And I love that because I love animals.
Well, they possibly are too many, and you saw the horse. Well, you saw the names of the horses. You had your preferences.
Absolutely. Angel Dust. What a name. Wow. And then there was Desert God. Again, a very beautiful name. Yeah. Lovely names. I love these names. They're really beautiful names. Angel Dust. I think that's the one I would go for.
Yeah, the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby is always a special day. It's one of those days that the socialites, the glitterati of the city mark on their calendars. And it's one of those days, it's not just the racing enthusiasts that you see here on a regular basis, but even the others who don't typically come to the races. On that one day, will be out there with their best attires, their hats, and all the lovely people of Bangalore will be here, making it a very colourful occasion, and that works well for a brand like ours, which is all about good times.
Let's talk about the brand. Let's talk about good times. What's happening? What's new?
Well, the brand is keeping to its inner track of keeping the good times, and we keep that promise as close to our hearts as possible. We've always said that the brand doesn't really belong to us, it belongs to our consumers. And if the consumers expect something from it, we make sure we deliver that. And as and when possible, we try and anticipate what they're expecting going forward and give them that experience as well. So our brand is experiential to taste and experiential to live with as well.
With the formalities complete, the action moved to the Taj for the Bangalore Turf Club party, a felicitation and an inspirational performance from Raghu Dixit. In the parade ring for the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby, all eyes were on the favourite from Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy's stable, Eternal Flame. Eternal Flame had won the Fillies Championship Stakes, and with the late withdrawal of the winner of the Colts, most expected her to trot it. Auriga had run second in the Colts trial and had represented the best form from the male brigade with both Phoenix Tiger and Admiralty out of the race. These two, however, would have to contend with 12 other rivals, including a previous Kingfisher Bangalore Derby winner's brother, called Desert God, from the Padmanathan yard, and the Dr. Vijay Mallya-owned outsider Angel Dust. It wasn't long before the horses left the paddock and made their way to the start to be crowned the champion 3-year-old of 2015.
Start is orders and off they go for the Kingfisher Derby Bangalore Grade 1 2015 as they take the first right-handed turn and go away towards the 1600 meter marker. The one in the front is Southern Surprise, the leader. Angel Dust in second. For the back is Flamboyance, another length then is Authoritarian. The length behind comes in next is Auriga as they race away towards the 1600 meter marker. Then comes The Way I Am. Desert God is ridden by David Allen, who's been specially flown across from England to ride Desert God. Right behind there is Eternal Flame, is Sandesha Stride. Then comes another half length behind is Sacred Fire, Nostalgic Memory, Star Formation, Ravel Nation, Good Prospect, and PS Chavana Stride, a brilliant cut as they head towards the 1200 meter marker. Back to the leader, 14 horse field, race away towards the 1000 meter marker, and up there in front still it is Southern Surprise, shows out in front from the way I am in second at this stage. Not far behind is Angel Dust. Origa is beautifully settled back to run fourth at this stage, the one which finished second in the Cold Star six behind Phoenix Tiger. Flamboyance holds the fence, and traveling about 4 off the running rails was Ravel Nation. Then comes Eternal Flame, traveling about 3 off the running rails. Good Prospect. For the back is Nostalgic Memory, Sacred Fire with DK Ashisha Stride. Star Formation is the one which is coming from the Mysore, and running last at the stage is Brilliant Cut as they are homeward bound and swing round the corner and straight for the final run. And for this Kingfisher Derby, Bangalore Grade 1, little over 400 to travel from the winning post for this Kingfisher Derby. They are entering into the home straight. Angel Dust is the one which comes and takes over the running. Eternal Flame in second. Right behind there is Origa. They are being followed by Flamboyant. Desert God is the one which is looking good down the center, but Angel Dust has gone away by about 3.5 in front. Looks like Angel Dust has that sizable lead and well clear of this field, and is going to left the Kingfisher Derby from the late finishing Desert God, who finishes on only second. Origa finishes on third. Flamboyance, Nostalgic Memory, Star Formation.
It's a fabulous run. Very pleased. And I mean, the team has done a super job. Suleiman in particular, I mean, he always had faith in her. Look, just to rewind a bit, her last run was a poor run in the Phillies trial. And we were convinced it was because of the going. The going was very soft. And as she had an entry in the Derby, we decided to take a chance because she stays. She's bred to stay. She's looking very well. She's worked very well. So, you know, and it was not a great set. So that said, you know, when you have a good horse, you have to give it every opportunity. But that's why I say credit to Suleiman. He's understood this filly very well. He's done a great job with her. And she looked a picture in the paddock. I mean, if you see her, what she was really looking superb. I can't say enough. He's ridden a perfect race. We just told him he's aware that she's a little one-paced. So she's not going to sprint. Be well up with them. Make sure it's sort of steady fractions right through. And he's ridden a perfect race. From 12 draw, mind you, he's just come out. He's in a super position. Didn't hustle the filly, and it panned out.
The whole team worked hard towards it. Since she took her fillies race well, where she ran a poor race and disappointed us, and she had an entry, we thought, and we knew she'll stay, so we decided to run the Kingfisher Derby, especially after our main horse had issues and he could not participate. Well, she had shown us in work that she needs ground and she'll stay. When Trevor came into the paddock, and normally he knows all the horses, so we don't tell him to ride in a particular way, or we don't strategize much. He was confident. He said, I will ride from well up and, you know, we'll win this race. He did say that. The other way, I thought, because he took it up too early and kicked in, he held on. The others were closing in, I agree to that, but I feel that because he kicked in early, he put the pressure on everybody, and the filly kept going. She was there and there, as in, she didn't stop or she didn't slow down. I can't believe it that we won this race, and I miss my father being here. There is a very long list of people that I need to thank. My basic education with horses started at Nanoli Stud Farm. Dr. Ravi Reddy was the man who put me there. And then of course the Dhanji boys, they've been very kind. We've been treated like a family there. Obviously Zen is one of the main factors for me being here today. For this, obviously the big boss, Dr. Malia. There's a whole lot of list. I can go on and on for the people who I need to thank. My friends who stood by me in our bad days. So the list is never ending.
It is my first Kingfisher Derby and I'm very excited, I'm very happy and I'm very proud of my filly. She is a staying kind of filly and the field was nothing great. So whichever horse will stay, she'll win. So I was very quite confident on her.
Pacey Shroff and Zain Mirza, when Zain had just become racing manager and Pacey had taken his license, came and leased a filly from us whose name was Angelique. She went on to win the CN Wadia in Bombay. Unfortunately, she was based in Bangalore where there weren't many long distance races. But she really came into her own and she won the CN Wadia. So I was I was really looking forward to this filly going over a trip. She's run some good races in the winter. She's beaten Eternal Flame in the winter, for example. She ran second behind Authoritarian in a 7 furlong. Then she was supposed to run the Governor's Trophy, but the race was voided because there weren't enough entries. But she's always been a really good specimen, and this is just a mare that goes really well with Wind Legend. She's a nice, big, rangy kind of mare, and this filly as well. She's built a bit like a big gazelle in a sense, but she was always one that stood out from day one. It's just a matter of things falling in place. I think she didn't quite like the going in the Fillies Trial Stakes. Otherwise, we were very, very disappointed with her run. I'm really glad that Suleiman and Zain went along with it and decided to run the Derby, because they felt like that race was a complete throwout. She might have paid 500 odd on the tote today, but we were quietly confident, and Trevor's given an absolutely superb ride. I mean, sometimes it just happens that everything falls your way and everything just went perfect. I mean, he got the perfect position out of the gates and everything was just so smooth from there. He got the gap at the right place on the top of the straight. He's shot for home. She was tapering off a little bit in the end, but then keep in mind that when there's nothing really coming at you, to be in front for 350 meters in the straight is not exactly the easiest thing. So, the many hard luck stories, first, second and third, in my mind, are the best horses in this crop as it stands now. The rest were 10 lengths behind. So, but all in all, it's a great feeling. I mean, it's a great feeling. We've had absolutely infernal luck in the Bangalore Derby. Aristocrats run second, Grand Parades run second, Brave Dancers run second, Royal Liberators run second, Stingrays run second, 9 Carats run second, and any of these horses could have won. 9 Carat, I'll never forget, Vasant Shinde was riding her and she went down out of the gates and we lost that race by a head to Treasure Girl. But it's all good. It's all good. Chakram won it for us, and now this filly doing it, it's just exciting because going out and buying a Japanese stallion is not something many people would do, but my way of breeding horses is if everybody's going right, I want to go left. I would say Eternal Flame was the only really experienced horse in the race. She's had 2 runs in the winter. This is her 3rd race of the season. The fillies was very, very disappointing because I was very, very high on her chances in the fillies. I thought she wouldn't get beat. But that day we had, I think, a 4.8 penetrometer, and sometimes, she's a nice, big, long striding kind of filly. Probably it gets a bit compromised in a sense as a result of that. But it's a top of the world feeling. She's a galloping sort of filly. This is a top family. It's an Aga Khan family. It's done extremely well for us. Elusive Pimpernel is one of the regrets that you have in your career, that we never gave that stallion as good a shot as we should have. And he's a phenomenal brood messiah. I mean, he's got a few. I don't let any of his fillies get out if I can help it. Angelique is special. I've got another mare called Actuate. She produced us Optimus Prime. And there's a whole slew of them. Seems to nick really well with Wind Legend as well. I mean, there's so many people I should thank. There's a person called Patrick Barb, who's our agent. And he's also the agent for the Yoshida family who own Shaddai Stud. And he, for the longest time, kept telling me that you must buy a Sunday Silence. Now, it's taken me a long time to really sit down and understand Japanese pedigrees. But when you really sit down, this is a completely British pedigree. It's the same family as Rainbow Quest, Warning, and all these horses. Out of a Nashwan mare, out of a Northern Dancer mare. And, it's just one of those things that falls in place. And if you go to my Dashmesh Stud Farm Facebook page, I put out a picture of her winning her maiden race. And I was we're really looking forward to see her run over a trip. So I think it's a matter of I think she'll stretch out really well. The way she runs, the way she is. And she's a very nice tempered filly, which the Wind Legends tend to be a little bit on the warmer side, but I wouldn't say they're like temperamental horses. Good trainers handle them well. Vijay did a great job with Fly Like the Wind. Wasn't the most robust of fillies, but keep in mind, she gave Tiger Tops a hell of a scare in the Calcutta Oaks in Calcutta. And you got to stay there through the monsoon and things. As yet, good things are going to start happening. We are understanding Wind Legend a lot more. We are understanding what sort of mares he should be mated to. We are understanding, it takes a bit of time, when my father passed away, it took us a bit of time to get our act together again and get things going. And it feels great because this has been in the making for 5 years, you can say, maybe longer, because getting Wind Legend, I can't thank Patrick enough, I can't thank Patrick Barb enough. This was completely off center to even go for a horse like this. But I loved him. The moment I saw a photograph, it was just a lovely horse.
In what proved to be an upset of sorts, Angel Dust proved to be the queen of the turf, winning with a degree of comfort despite the diminishing margin.
But it's always nice to be here. And the winner actually was the icing on the cake. Mr. Arimon Naidu and I were joking whether he should receive the trophy or I should receive the trophy. But I think it's good work done by everyone, a nice exciting race. Even the horse that came second almost caught up with the leader. So nice excitement, a Sunday well spent, and preeminent event on the social calendar for Bangalore. All the pretty people are here, so we are happy to be part of this. We've been associated with the Kingfisher Derby for 28 years. It's been a long-standing association with the Bangalore Turf Club right from Vithal Malia's times. It's probably one of India's oldest sporting associations, and we are very, very keen that we continue with this association for a really long time to come. That's our intention. At the moment, we see no change in our plans.
Well, and a super weekend of racing. To the victor belong the spoils. Thank you for joining us. And till I see you next week on The Winning Post, goodbye. And as always, may the horse be with you.
Well, we've always been here and in the same stand, so we are having a good time. I'm sure, that association has been good as well.
This is something that gets the entire socialites of Bangalore together, and we get to meet and greet people. Generally on the winter derbies or the other derbies, we don't get to meet people, so this is our crowd. The Bangalore is here.
I think Kingfisher is associated very much with glamour, and which is why the event has that extra factor in it. So we wish Kingfishers all the time associated, because we need glamour associated with events like this. This is the most sought after event, so we don't miss this. So every year we are all here for the Derby.
Kingfisher has given a whole new angle to the Derby club here, and I see fashion, I see so much excitement, I see amazing food. So it's all thanks to Kingfisher to bringing Derby to this particular level.
Mr. Malia, the name says it all. He's a genuine horse lover himself. So the glamour, when you talk about Mr. Malia, everything gets into one group. You talk about fashion, you talk about pretty women around, you talk about glamour, you talk about money, you talk about horses. It covers it all. So cheers to him.
I think well done to Kingfisher, and I hopefully that they will continue to support the Kingfisher Derby for a long time.
I think Kingfisher as a brand has been associated with marquee events, and I think they've been doing this for a long time, and I think it's a fantastic association. It's a lot of it's supposed to be the king of sport of the kings. So I think it's an excellent brand fit, and I think they should continue to do this.